Hello, my name is Elise Miller. My son is Andrew Jerry Miller. He passed away June 26, 2011. I have a lot of questions, and I'm not getting any answers. My first video was on the medical examiner falsifying the reporting death and excluding evidence, and not even filling out the autopsy completely. This video is going to be about the medic, the hospital, and the fire department. When I picked up the hospital report, it stated that my son was cold and early lividity. And I remember a conversation that a neighborhood kid had said to me at the funeral, and he was wearing an EMS uniform. He said, "When I touched the body, I said, dude, do you know how long the body has to be dead for it to be this cold?" I asked him. He said, "I don't know, 4 to 6 hours." So I called up the Houston Fire Department and asked, what does cold and early lividity mean? Dr. Saunders for the Houston Fire Department said that means he'd been dead 2 to 4 hours. Then I told him who I am and who my son was. I asked him if Chad Ortell was there, and he says, "I don't know, let me check." He says, "Firemen don't have their names on the report." Oh, here it is. It's on the medic report. I'm sorry, ma'am. Chad Ortell was on the scene. On the scene is not terminology I use. I only asked if he was there. He apologized and said he'd get back with me in 2 or 3 days. On day 2, I called him. It's obvious he's spoken with an attorney. "Ma'am, my job here is as a physician for the Houston Fire Department. It's not my job to know each and every employee and their schedule. That's HPD's responsibility." Jeremy Chad Ortell was a neighborhood kid with an extensive violent criminal history. At the funeral, I didn't even want him there. But my son's ex-girlfriend made me have him there and had a breakdown in front of my mother. And out of respect for my mother, I allowed it. Thank God I did, because he came up to me and told me he touched the body. I have questions. Jeremy Chad Ortell was fired 12 days after my son's death. Since then, it appears on his Facebook that he has traveled to Spain, Italy, even went to Hawaii, taking his dog with him. He wears Armani glasses, buys brand new furniture, appliances. I'm questioning, where did he get this money? Is this my son's inheritance he's living off of? Police say they won't do a money trail. On the police report, they said they asked Jeremy Chad Ortell if he ever worked for the Houston Fire Department, and he said no, period. I used to be EMS, period. What does that mean? Why are they asking Jeremy Chad Ortell if he ever worked for the Houston Fire Department? They're HPD homicides. Don't they have those records? Why did they fill it out so vaguely? I have questions, and I'm expecting some answers. That's why I'm coming to you for help. I have a website. It's with sponsored with Donald Trump. It's fundanything.com. If you do a search for Mom Seeks Private Investigator, just donate $5, $10, whatever you can spare. We can get this investigator. We do have the investigation started for the money trail. I need one to collect the evidence. I need cell records. I need the hotel records. I need to know who checked into that hotel they took my son to. The hotel says that my son is never seen on video, except for when he's taken out on a stretcher with an IV in his arm and a heart pump on his chest. My son was dead 4 hours. Why did they put an IV into him, and why did they put a heart pump into him? What they did was dilute his blood. He looked like a drowned victim. If you have any questions, please email me at pi4ajmiller@gmail.com. Visit us at fundanything.com. Search for Mom Seeks Private Investigator. I've uploaded 2 articles regarding the medical examiner. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll be coming out with video 3, and it will be on the police department. Thank you.